Hello guys, and welcome back to the 25th episode of the Rebuilding Brighton series, where today we are up against Leeds and we are all the way up in 8th place. That start of the league drop off in form has been fixed, and we are now moving up the table in and around the places that we deserve to be and where we want to be. 8th place, probably not going to be pushing for much higher than that unless we put in together a really good performance near the end of the season. It is the end of the January transfer window and we have done some business, and I'll show you guys what we have done right now. We have gotten Fabio Luis, a young central attacking midfielder from Brazil, who I brought in for $17 million, and he looks so good. In his first 2 games he's gotten a goal and an assist. An absolutely great player, and he's changed up the tactic because of us bringing him in, and he seems to be working quite well as a squad player. We also managed to sell Rakitic and put Was out on loan, as well as Ease on loan, and we sold this very young player who didn't look like he was going anywhere for quite a hefty fee, so I'm happy about that one. This is the squad that we're going to go with up against Leeds away from home. We've got Dilson, who just won the Young Player of the Month award, so he is certainly going to be a starter for us. Without any further ado, we're going to jump straight into the first match of the episode against Leeds. Sorry, just a little bit more ado. I forgot to tell you guys what has been happening since we last left off. We played against Manchester City, Southampton, Watford and West Brom, and we managed to win 2 of the games and draw 2, which has put us up in 8th place. Let's jump straight into the game now. Straight off the bat, we can see that this Leeds side is pretty good, with players like Phillips, who turn into absolutely classy players throughout the Football Manager saves. Dilson, with an early chance, shoots it straight at the goalkeeper, but that is things to come for this man. He is such a good player, and I'm very happy that I signed him at the start of the season. I think we still have a little bit of a chance here. David on the ball, playing it up to Dilson, and he does score, but I imagine that one is going to be ruled out for offside. I didn't talk for ages there because I thought it was just going to be one of those highlights that plays out, but unfortunately for us, Dilson was offside, but it is showing great stuff for us early on in this match. If we look down here, I don't think that they're playing him today, but they do have Boga in their side. He must be suspended or injured or something, because he is playing quite well for them lately, and it would have been nice to have a little bit of a battle between the water there. And but we do have Byrne, who used to be a player. I sold him way back in the first season, and he has done quite well for Leeds since I sold him and gone up in value majorly. I massively undersold him, and he's probably the one player that I can say I regret selling for the price that I sold him for. 4 shots to their none. We are doing quite well right now, but it needs to be converted into goals, and I'm sure we will be getting at least one more chance before the second half start. But right now, it doesn't look like we're doing too well creatively, but here is that chance. Nori on the ball, playing it to Asensio. Back to Nori, and Andre has a shot, and he has been playing really well lately as well, with a couple of goals and a couple of assists, but unfortunately he can't find the back of the net there and replicate that form that has been happening. But I think we are pretty solid against this Leeds squad. They're probably not quite as good as us, a good squad nonetheless, but I think that we should be able to come away with a win here. I'll tell them that I'm not happy with the performance, although I am actually pretty pleased with the amount that we are dominating this game. 60% possession, 6 shots to their 2 now, and overall I think we should be coming away with the win at the end of the day, but we will have to be creating some more chances than we are right now. I'm going to demand more from the boys, and I think I'll be thinking about making my first change sometime soon. Onana playing it out to White to Andre playing well and running up the field like he does well, but losing it there. Of course I jinxed it there. Shouldn't have said anything about him playing well. Musa on the ball, a very pacey player, but he can't get past our defenders. David on the ball, not known for his defensive ability, but has been doing quite well for us this season. Plays it to Andre, back to Fabio Luis. Asensio takes a long shot and manages to get it in the back of the net. A great hit from Asensio. Fabio Luis with his 2nd assist in 3 games. What a player he is going to be. And Marco Asensio continuing a good run of form that he has had lately for us. And he is really turning into the signing that I thought I had when I picked him up for very cheap, considering how good this man is. Marco Asensio is certainly in the running to be the player of the year, in my opinion. Done really well for us. I think he's gotten something like 9 goals in the league now. So overall, been a great signing and a real asset out on that left side. We're going to bring Dilson off, unfortunately. Mayoral's going to come on, and that is the luxury of having two world-class strikers. You can switch them out if one of them isn't playing very well. Dilson obviously is the man we want to progress a little bit more, being the younger of the two. Although Mayoral is not exactly an old man just yet, he will certainly not be creating as much potential as Dilson does. We have another chance here, and it seems to be all us at this point in time. I've moved to a more conventional sort of gegenpress tactic, and with a cam in it as well. So hopefully this is going to be good for the long run, because right now it is doing quite well. That game against West Brom, we didn't manage to pick up a win in because Cataldi got a suspension. I'm not sure why he didn't end up getting suspended for this game. Mayoral in on goal. Oh, almost scored there. Great play from the boys. Had to stop my chat there for a wee bit, but he did get a red card, so I don't know why he wasn't suspended. He's able to go into the lineup for this match, so very confused as to why he's still there, but I'm not complaining. He is our captain, and I think I might bring Marco Asensio off despite playing very well in this match. He needs a little bit of a rest, and we can easily move David out into that left side, play as an inside forward, see if he can do anything there for the last few minutes. We might also bring Cataldi on, our captain, just to give us some leadership in the last few minutes and see us out until the final whistle. Watch them score, because I've done that. This will be the first point on the board for us in a video that I've done. So this is really good to get that curse out of the way early on in the second half of the season. Hopefully we can add to it here with Cataldi putting in a really good ball, and it's a good block from the Leeds players. We have one last chance before the final whistle, and hopefully we can make the most of it. Onana coming well out of his box, playing it long, Cataldi on the ball, playing it to Andre Anderson, over to David playing it back to Nori, who has a really good pass on him, but we're playing it around really well, and this new style seems to be working very well for our players. Sanchez, who has some great whips on him, but he can't put one in right now, but he does in the end. But it comes back to Andre Anderson, very long highlight, and we're all out of time in the game. I think that was just a highlight that wasn't very necessary, and I think this is going to be game, set, and match just like it is. Very happy with the performance, played very well. Absolutely dominated that Leeds opposition. Not that it's the hardest team we've ever versed in our lives. Next game is up against Crystal Palace, and hopefully we can continue our good form in the season. I think I completely forgot to tell you guys about probably the biggest sale that we made in the transfer window, and that was getting rid of Duse. And I'm really sad to see him go, because he was a brilliant player for us, but he has gone for West Ham for $37 million. If we take a look at that there, you can see how much profit we made. $30 million. He wasn't playing very much for us. Even last year, he only ended up making 22 appearances, and I think he was too good of a player to be seen on the bench for us. Clearly, if West Ham were willing to pay that much for him. I also failed to mention the fact that we have not only lost Alzate, but Taylor Richards and Vallejo on a pre-contract expiry, but we have managed to bring in Justin Kluivert, who, to be honest, doesn't look as good as either of those players, but he will be a very good rotation option for us. And with money to spend, I thought, why not give him a bit of a chance? Now we can finally jump into the Crystal Palace game after I've cleared that up. We are strong favourites, so I think that we should be able to come into this one and be able to comfortably get a result. This is the squad that we're going to go with for this game, and see if we can get all 3 points. Pretty solid side for Crystal Palace. No one too good in there, but some familiar faces that we will all recognise. Adama Traore, a player who has done really well for Wolves this year, so hopefully he doesn't create too much of that form in the game. Chowdhury, also a really good player, who I did have my eye on for a wee bit, but wasn't quite at the level that I wanted at the time. But now that I see that he's 4 stars, maybe I should have brought him to the club. Ayu's also been on form for them, so I've got a lot of players that we need to keep an eye on. But overall, I think if you take a look at the squad, you can definitely tell on paper which one is the better side. And also the table says a lot. They're down in 17th place, and we're up in 8th place, so surely this one shouldn't be too difficult for us, especially with this new tactic, which seems to be working really well. But as I'm saying that, we're still not scoring or creating chances in this game, with half-time coming very close. But of course, as I'm saying that, we do have the first chance of the game. Cataldi plays it back to Sole. Norre playing it up to our new signing, Fabio Luis, who is going to be an absolute superstar for us in this save. Cataldi playing it over to David, who's already gotten a lot of assists this season, but can't quite find another one there. Dilson getting really close to scoring, but a good block from the Crystal Palace defenders, and we do go into the second half 0-0. I'm going to tell the boys I'm far from pleased with the result, but overall, again, you can't really say we've played bad. We're dominating possession and shots. I can't see a way that Crystal Palace get back into it. It is only a matter of time before we score. Surely Fabio Luis could be the man to break that deadlock, but with getting tackled like that, it's unlikely. Sanchez on the ball, playing it back to White. White plays it all the way back to the goalkeeper. And now we rebuild from the back, just like we tell them to do. But we need to be doing it a little bit quicker if we want to be creating some chances. Cataldi plays it to Luis, who plays it to Asensio. Asensio with a really optimistic ball, which ends up going in the path of our attackers, but can't quite find the back of the net. None of our attackers playing particularly well in this game. All on 5.8s or lower. That's not great to see, but I'm sure they can all pick themselves up if one of them can bag a goal for us. And it doesn't look like Crystal Palace are doing much to stop us right now. We are rebuilding from the back a lot right now, which is good. That is what Tactic likes to see. We are doing well. Asensio playing it back to Nori, and this is quick tiki-taka style football. Not exactly the kind of style that we normally go with, but certainly good to see nonetheless. Almost losing it there. Gosh, my heart skipped a beat when that player was running onto our defender. David plays it down to Fabio Luis, and Dilson does get the first goal of the game. It has been coming, and Dilson is the most likely one to get it. Fabio Luis with another assist. This man cannot stop creating or scoring goals. I am so stoked with him as a signing. And he is going to be a player that will be in our squad for years and years to come. As long as the system keeps playing well, he will certainly be one of the first names on the team sheet. We're going to make a substitution here, and it is going to be Sanchez coming off solely for fitness reasons. Don't want to have tired players on the pitch. I feel like Ben White can play out there. Yeah, let's go with Ben White. I think he'll do alright in that position. And then we'll switch Bailly and Sole and play Bailly on a central defender. Hopefully that doesn't mess up our defence. 0 shots so far in the game. So ideally, we don't want any of those tactical changes causing any confusion on the back line. David's also going to need to come off because he's looking quite tired. We'll do that even though this chance is playing out. I know that it won't affect it, but I know that either way, even if David was to score in this chance, I don't want to not take him off. He's too tired. But Adama Traore, the man I was talking about, does get the first shot, and obviously don't even know if you can count that as a shot. It just was very poor and didn't really trouble the goalkeeper at all. So we can safely say that they're still not troubling us at all. But watch them come on and attack now. As we do cut it out, thank goodness. That would have made me look a right mug if they had scored there. By playing it back to Onana, building up the play from the back as per usual, and this is working really well for us right now. Asensio on the ball, going for a wee bit of a run, as we know he can do, and tries to hit it from a really long distance, but can't quite find the back of the net, as we wouldn't expect that he could. Would have been an astonishing goal if he managed to bag it from there. And I think we will make our last substitution of the game. We'll bring Bellingham on. He's been a little bit hard done by this new signing, although I'm very happy with the way that Fabio Luis is playing. Bellingham is a quality player, and next season I think that Cataldi will probably have to live with being on the bench, because I really want to keep Bellingham and Anderson and Fabio Luis in the starting lineup. They're all top quality midfielders, and Cataldi's probably the only one that I can say doesn't have that potential to justify staying in the first team. Although he is our captain and we love him, it will be hard to say goodbye to him if we do end up making that decision. A 1-0 win in the end, and we're going to say a good win for us, a solid effort. I mean, obviously it would have been nice to score a few more goals, but overall, 3 points is 3 points, and we're very happy with how the episode has gone. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you did enjoy us getting back to winning ways. I finally proved that I can actually win games on camera, so that's what we like to see. I knew it wasn't a real thing. I always knew that it wasn't, even though I made the title of one episode the on-camera curse, but I didn't really believe in it at all. But once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next episode.